Hello everyone, it is Joe here from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. Today we're going to be looking at Hisuian Samurrot VSTAR, one that I'm really excited to get testing with. I think it has a ton of potential. It's Dark type, which is already obviously very good in the format. It has a grass weakness rather than fighting, which is a bit of good and a bit of bad based on Gardenia decks and how they perform in the format. But yeah, it seems to be very powerful, an efficient attacker, and we're playing it in a shell of an archetype that we've already seen do quite well with a sort of one prize bird box approach, as well as Urshifu. It's incorporated this sort of Inteleon engine with lots of different shenanigan Pokemon going on, but Samurott I feel like could be at the forefront of this deck list now because it offers so much. That Merciless Blade for just 2 darkness energies does 220 damage if the opponent already has any damage counters on them. We are playing Quick Shooting, we are playing Zigzagoon, and we are playing Rowlet as well to pre-damage some Pokemon, which is obviously very good news for us. And he has his inbuilt ability, Moon Cleave Star, which is a V-Star power once per game effect. You can put 4 counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's why I think this card is so strong, because even if you're going through the active Pokemon, even some V-Stars you can one-hit KO. For example, if you Moon Cleave plus Choice Belt plus Merciless Blade, you're hitting 290, which is a crazy good number, by the way. That's going to be fantastic for you. Or you could use the Moon Cleave Star in combination with some Quick Shootings or some Zigzagoons to do some easy free KOs on the likes of Manaphy, the likes of Sobble, all sorts of other engine Pokemon that sit around the board. So I think that's pretty much the game plan here. So you can see there's a lot going on. Think of it like the even off bird box that just won a recent regional, then we'll start feeling like a little bit better, where we have the Inteleon trying to be the consistency package for the majority of the game. We also have the new Radiant Greninja to help out with consistency here and there with the concealed cards option. The reason why we like putting Dark in the discard pile is we play a couple Dark Patch as well as Raihan, so activating that early can be helpful. It means we can power up the Samurott all in one go, and if you're using Raihan and Dark Patch, or double Dark Patch attach, you can get the Hoopa V out of nowhere as well. So very good to get energy circulating into the discard pile, because also we have Clara and Court plays for our late game Moltres as well. So that's always nice to bank some energies in the discard pile where it can't get Marnied away. That's obviously very good. So yeah, we have this Dark type suite. We've got the one Hoopa for early game pressure attacks on one prize Pokemon, and an obvious Meloetta response attack that we can go for. We have got the Moltres in here as well for Malevolent Charge late game, obviously very strong. We get away with all of these one-offs because we do play Hisuian Heavy Ball to try and pull them out of the prize cards. I think it's a big upgrade for decks like this, trying to get kooky with how many tech Pokemon they use, and the Heavy Ball is great for that. Manaphy for protecting against not only Urshifu, but also opposing Radiant Greninjas in Palkia players' decks. We've got the Snorlax as a Gormandize option to try and pivot into if ever we feel we need to have a little bit of time and get some hand building going on. We've got the Zigzagoon to help out with Merciless Blade and all sorts of other maths. We've got the Rowlet in here with the Sky Circus Bird Keep combo, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Means we can be attaching energies elsewhere whilst prepping damage either for the Merciless Blade itself onto V-Stars and V-Maxes, saving our Moon Cutting Star for other options, or just straight up taking out things like Sobbles and whatnot, which I think is really good value. Sort of keep our eye on this based on how much Manaphy is in format. I think Radiant Greninja in Palkia makes more decks play Manaphy, which makes me a bit scared about the Rowlet, but the timing, like, it's so early in the game that not many times people will go for the early Manaphy against you. Plus, Manaphy coming down just as an option means it can be a Moon Cleave Star target later on, which I think is important. So I like having a bit of snipe pressure. It's helpful, and you like seeing Manaphy on the board because it helps you take a free prize basically via this ability, which I think is really big. So yeah, that's the attacking suite. The trainers are not too dissimilar to most Intel engines. You've got a ton of the Ball Search to help you get going. You've got the Pal Pad for your many supporters. You've got the Scoop Up Nets, which are crazy important, of course. You've got the E-Search, just the one, but we also play the Piers to try and help us out that little bit more. And we are a little bit cheekier on our energy count because we're not super hungry for the energies the entire time. But I would like a second E-Search if I'm honest with you guys. We are playing the 4 nets and the double Bird Keeper. Helps with the Rowlet, of course. Helps move in and out of Hoopa without spending nets, which is nice. And Dark Patch is activated from the bench, so having those Bird Keepers are very helpful. We're playing the one boss with pad. That's often a pad target, as is the Clara. If you're converting into a one prize deck in that mid to late game, got the Cynthia, the Marnie, the Piers. Like I said, we've seen this in Gustavo's list, and even more sense here where it can help you get your Samurott pieces, the Research, the Raihan. Double belts right now, I think it's important enough on the Samurott to get through opposing V-Star Pokemon that I'm playing double belts, but you could play one belt, one balloon if you really wanted to, or another card just for a space, which I think is reasonable. I think something like an E-Search would be decent, something like an 8th Energy would also be nice, just to have access to those as early as possible. But yeah, I've been enjoying the deck. It's one of those things where I initially started with quite a straightforward 4-3 line and just sort of saw how it went. But I think we have the shell, why not lean into it? You know, it's literally a regional winning shell. Why don't we just go for this? And rather than having like a Zapdos Cape fighting attacking option, why don't we have something that doesn't rely on weakness to get the job done and is tankier, can respond on a Arceus whilst tanking back, which isn't always the case with a Zapdos. So let's get onto the ladder, but before that, before our first game of the day, let's talk about our sponsor of the channel, the lovely Potown store, where you can get Astral Radiance codes right now and use Omnipoke code for 5% off on your orders if you do so. Let's jump into this first game then. I think I'm fairly content going first and second. I think because Samurott is so good at dealing with V Pokemon, I still like going first with the deck, but it is a little bit sus because we don't have, you know, it's just a 2-2 line of the Samurott. It's not extremely consistent to get it going. But if you are going second, you at least have Keep Calling to fall back on. Right now, we're not holding any energy cards, which is a bit of a worry, so I may just lead out with the Zig, knowing that I can net Snorlax as a play. Probably will be our line here. Looks like we're going second against an Arceus deck, so we're going to have to get a little bit creative. We don't play the Zapdos shenanigans. I've thought about also trying to squeeze all of it in and going down to a 1-1 Samurott, but for now we're at 2-2. We'll see how things develop in the format. But forcing Dunsparce into play is also really good for Mooncutting Star prizes alongside Quick Shooting, so pretty spicy overall. Lots of options for Samurott. That's why I think he's so cool. Like, he's efficient, and you can pair him with lots of different sneaky tricks. Looks like we're up against a Arc Lucario Bat. And they are gonna pass it over to us. So we actually hit Energy, which opens up the option for Keep Calling. Biggest issue with going for that play is that we just have no follow-up from there. So I think we're going to pitch the Quick Shooty man and still go looking for Lax. If we're feeling really fruity, we could go Radiant Greninja for immediate cards. But that's kind of crazy, I think. Need to keep an eye on what's in the prizes because of Hisuian Heavy. So we've prized a Sobble. We've prized a Hoopa as well. The one prize Hoopa. Clara's here, that's important. Okay. Alright. I'm going to put the Zig down as a pivot, I think. I do really want the cards. The choice belt may even confuse the opponent enough to boss this up, which would be nice. See a Manaphy come down. They discard their own goon here. Here comes an Arceus. Okay. And they're going to Marnie our Gourmandize. You hate to see it. Oh, you really hate to see it. I actually end up playing down the Manaphy again just to bib for an extra card here. Oh, they whiffed. Insane. Now then. I'm going to swing some energies around the place. Certainly will do this. I think we see what cards we get off the Bird Keeper though. Don't think there's a better play than Bird Keeper here. I could try and get Samurrot down, Samurrot attach, Gourmandize. I guess I can still do that with just Bull Search. I don't need the Piers to help me do that. Now I can go double Samurrots. Let's just take the 3 cards. They're going to Marnie us once again. Gourmandize, no value whatsoever. But at least it's not a boss, right? Okay, we are going to see some V-Star action. They will finally be taking a Prez card. But it will only be 1 prize card. They can barrel up here. We're never scared of an Aura Star, I don't think, so I don't have to play around them not Starbirthing. There's a Crobat VMAX. Here comes Starbirth. Looks like one of them is going to be an energy drop. And then something, something, something else. Just a Nova, so they hold a card. Okay, interesting. Looks like they're running low on basic energies. We do get the goods. we'll go for our final net and choice spell. It means I don't have to Moon Cleave V-Star to get the KO. So we'll be going 220 to 250, 260, 270. Oh, I will have to. Interesting. I really want to keep my damage elsewhere, though. I really want to keep my V-Star power elsewhere. They are not a deck that typically plays healing, though. I think we're quick shooting in the prize cards. Sorry, in the discard pile. I think we are going for the full moon active. You don't love to do this, but I think it's reasonable here. I really need to build up these to be double Drizzile, so I'm threatening some quick shootings. Oh. I don't know about that one. That seems like a bad choice. They just messed up, I think. They at least could have Crobat hit there. If they're doing a boss play, they could have bossed a Zig or a Sobble and just taken a prize to level up the trade. I think they just kind of got confused. But their toolbox doesn't have grass in it, right? They are lacking a key factor to deal with Samurrots. It's certainly something that they're missing. So we've gone first and we have a Greninja, but not much else to go off of here. I can make a Sobble boy. Ooh. We like that. We don't like those, though. They are, for some reason, conceding. They may be... I think we're early enough on the ladder that some people are testing... They're still trying to test for, like, current regionals, and they see new cards and they concede. It's a reasonable thing. We may have a few more concessions on the ladder this week. But as we work towards actual Astral format, people will want to test it. It's awkward when we have this sort of skip over where the ladder becomes basically unusable outside of, like, friend battles if you're still in Brilliant Stars meta. But what can you do? PTGO is an astral world now, boys and girls. Let's kick off again here. The hand's not particularly great. We see a Sobble from them. Well, I have Clara, so I don't mind going for Greninja here and discarding one of these boys. Work towards Drizzile or Supporter, right? least seeing some energy cards. Nets are valuable, but I'd like a better start. Couple more. Okay, that's nice. I get the backup Sobble now. I can feel a little bit safer about this board. Should I attach active? It's worse if I want to make Hoopa plays. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm just going to hold. The fact that we can net Greninja for a small portion of this format is just crazy. We're going to see a bucket. See a Level Ball. Remoraid. So it is Hoopa. Oh, sorry, it is Urshifu. Urshi Melanie? Or it's Inteleon? Plays Bucket. I see you, Urshifu. Oh, you prized 2 Drizzile? That is not good news. Let's draw 2 cards, I think. Because ideally I would do a Rowlet play here. Normally this incense would be really helpful. This, Dark Patch, Net, Hit. I guess Birdkeeper's better than the net if I'm not going to research or Piers. Or is Piers just good? Piers isn't great. I think I like the Birdkeeper actually. Save my nets. It's a pretty good prize. I think I'm not ever meant to Clara until the Manaphy has been KO'd once. Like, if Manaphy is not dealt with, I am not allowed to Clara. I mean, I do play Palpad, so I guess that's not strictly true. But I'll only do this play if I can patch Raihan Attach KO. Okay, they're going to go for 100 Furious Blows by the looks of things. Alright, that's fine by me. We can trade on this guy. Let's just grab this stuff. Much prefer doing it with Zig, so I don't spend my V-Star power. I think we take Boss to hand. No, I take a Net, right? Because I can do Mooncutting Star, Net Zig, Net for game with a Boss next turn. If they don't evolve a Sobble, or if they net any of these dudes. Yeah, I am representing game next turn, which is kind of cool. So far, the Hoopa's not coming out to play, but we have spent double patch, so it's kind of harder to weave the Hoopa in now. I can still like attach Raihan and just leave it on the board, but yeah, they're just toast. Kinda good, right? Actually, I wasn't representing game next turn. I would have gone down to 1 potentially, but still dangerous. And what do they do in the face of that Samurai, right? Again, it's like there's so much fighting in the format that Samurott being weak to grass actually has the high hit points that you're desiring. Very nice, very nice. Let's try one more game. I really like this bird box sort of engine that's been sculpted. I think it's pretty spicy. And the Greninja really helped out our opening there. That little bit of extra consistency for a deck like this is certainly welcome. I literally considered all 3 of my basics going active there. Seems like a good start. It's a Duraludon. Certainly want to improve my odds. Darn. It's only 3 cards, it wasn't super high odds here. Would have been nice to tempo out on them though. Right, so we have Baby Moltres, we have the Clara. No, we don't have access to Clara. That's a bit of a yikes. I'm not hitting for any damage this turn, but I probably should be evolving up, so I'm staying out of range of stuff. Never lucky. We represented so much pressure, but couldn't follow through with the threat. Seen Avery. It's a little bit awkward. I'll get rid of the Greninja. You see the Trinity charge, so I've not been punished too badly, which is kind of nice. They didn't smack into us, which is great news. And it means I can save my V-Star power. So Cave is pretty annoying, not gonna lie. Got rid of a Hyper Pot, which is really good news. Smack us about a little bit. So Rowlet doesn't seem too strong, unfortunately. I have a bit too much hit points for Rowlet right now. So we're hitting for 290. 290 minus 120. I'm thinking about them hyperpotting, right? Probably want to bounce that stadium if we can. We certainly want to grow our Drizziles, though. The 310, is that super relevant or not? I feel like I can go without Shady, like Big Shady this turn, and I could just start pinging stuff. Or I could go Big Shady Boss this turn. Just take this out of play while it's small. And by small, it's still 250, but I can deal with it now. I feel like dealing with it now does make some sense, but how do I get through this outside of, like, just Molt stuff? I could go Hisuian Heavy here. Hisuian Heavy plus Boss. Yeah, that sounds good, actually. Bench Samurott attached to it. Hisuian Heavy, Boss attach, Mooncleave Star, KO. Sounds good. Give me that Samurrot. All right. So we're hoping that what they didn't DTE. That's really weird. Why would they not DTE unless they only play one Hyperpog? Hyperpot? Pogpot? I actually don't want to net that, right? Well, I could and just turn it into a Drizzile. Okay, fine. I guess Clara was a play there as well, actually, thinking about it now. Wasn't that strong of a play, though. Driz. Oh no, we have no access to our V-Star because we don't have balls. Okay. So I can just hit for 180 this turn. Okay. And it means I also can't search Quick Shooter. I really would have liked the extra turn here. That would have been pretty sweet. The Clara would have... Was the Clara correct? No, because I couldn't do any ping damage. So I'd only have hit for 110 this turn. I mean, it would be far superior because I'd be alive, but... let's start building towards a Molt then. We're still forcing some heal here. Okay, the Marnie's pretty good. So I should just have game here. That should definitely do it. Five, 10, 15, 20, 22. Don't need to BM him, right? Yeah. Alright, well that was the Samurrot toolbox. It's a thinky deck, but I think you saw the value of just like Samurrot's size in a format where people aren't playing Grass Weakness yet, I guess, like, maybe we start seeing some more Grass builds of Arceus. And to be fair, Arc Bees, a bee with a belt does kill this, which is a bit worrying, or KO it, I should say. So maybe there's more green Arc decks. Arc Bees naturally gain Cynthia, Gardenia, I should say, which is a bit of a worry. But, you know, Samurott sat around on the board in almost every matchup there, and that's just such good value, right? A 2-prizer that tanks a hit. It's what we see with Arceus all the time, being so strong, but we just have damage on our side. So I think it's a really cool deck. Let me know what you guys think about the Bird Box archetype in general and how that sort of features. Could you foresee a Moltres in here? Could you foresee like a Moltres V? Could you see a Zapdos plus Fighting Energy in here? We could go even more combo-centric if we really wanted to, but that's the list for now. Hope you did enjoy. I really love Samurott. I think he's a really cool guy, honestly. Like, the effects of the card. So I really want to build around him and make him work. So I'm going to try builds like this. I'm going to try more straightforward builds, which honestly so far haven't done too well for me. Just like straightforward Samurott doesn't have enough tricks up its sleeve, I don't think. And I also want to try this with Urshifu and really make my brain melt. Let me know how you're comboing off with this card. Are you trying it with Metacham to buy some free turns? I'll hear your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Cheers.